Namaste, Namaskaram, Vanakkam, Namo Namaha, Jai Ganesh. Visit our website at classicalyoga.org and please subscribe to our podcasts. Uncovering the inner gem, the science of the Hindu Sampradayas, creating a united Hindu family. In the Hindu Yoga Dharma, we often use the analogy of the Atmana, soul if you will, like a gem that lies at the bottom of a river. Now, as long as the river is calm and clean, we can clearly see the gem at the bottom. However, when the waves get disturbed, when the mud gets stirred up, though the gem is still there, we just can't see it. As a young brahmachari, recall a Swami saying once something that seemed very shocking at first. You will never get Atmadarshana, or soul or spiritual realization. Why? You can't get it because you already have it. However, it's covered up, so you have to do something to remove these coverings so you can see that which you always were. And this is a vast difference between the Hindu Yoga Dharma, Hinduism, the Hindu religion, and the Abrahamic religions. For the deity in the Abrahamic religions is far apart, and one must do something to have a realization, if you will, of this deity, which is very interesting, especially when it comes to Christianity, because they will often use the phrase that we are not saved by works, yet they must do something to attain the realization of this deity. The fact that the Atmana, or the soul, if you will, is within each of us makes so much sense. However, if we have not realized it, we must then do something to uncover this spiritual realization. Back to the analogy of the river, we have to let the mind and the body and the emotions calm down enough to see that which we always were. Remember that the essence of the Hindu Yoga Dharma can be encapsulated in three simple words: Tat Tvam Asi, that thou art. And the that we art, if you will, is a no-thingness, the absolute nirvartante, out of which comes the pure energy and light, heat, which translates into the bliss or the inner feeling of love, Ananda, Satchit Ananda. In life in general, the way to realize our inner essence can be encapsulated in a general formula, EDME, ethics, devotion, meditation, or contemplation, to enlightenment. In the Hindu Yoga Dharma, we follow this pattern by living the Hindu Yoga religious, spiritual, scientific lifestyle. Karma Yoga, Hindu ethics and selfless service. Bhakti Yoga, Hindu devotions. Raja Yoga, Hindu contemplations or meditation. And Gyan or Jnana Yoga, the outer and the inner study or the inner awakening of enlightenment. And within these four classic yogas, we have Hatha Yoga, Hindu devotional postures, Mantra Yoga, Hindu devotional chants, Japa Yoga, Hindu devotional chants on beads, a mala. We have Nada Yoga, Hindu devotional music, Nata Yoga, Hindu devotional dance, and all of this stimulates the inner awakening, which we term Kundalini Yoga, as we study the chakras and the Ida and Pingala and Shushmana. Now, in the Hindu Yoga Dharma, we also have numerous spirit beings that we beseech as role models, if you will, as states of consciousness to be attained. Now, in physics, We recognize the dynamic forces of gravity, electricity, magnetism, G.E.M, and also, of course, the inner nuclear forces. But the basic forces in physics of dynamics, gravity, electricity, magnetism, and they go from the weakest to the strongest. Now, gravity is obviously extremely strong, so how much stronger must be electricity and magnetism? Now, we can follow this science of life by, in general, being grounded, taking life seriously, grave, but not too seriously. Obviously, we want to have fun and be spontaneous as well. And with this solid foundation, like the foundation from which a rocket blasts off into outer space, as our awareness blasts off into inner space, if you will, with a strong foundation, we apply the electricity, the inner energy, the Shakti. And then we draw and are drawn by the magnetic forces from above. Gravity, electricity, magnetism. Now, in the Hindu yoga Dharma, we have several Hindu deities, and sometimes this can seem a bit confusing even to many Hindus. We often get the question, which deity should I be going to? Now, we can make this understandable by understanding the science of life with gravity, electricity, and magnetism. Now, in the Hindu yoga Dharma, we have basically three Sampradayas or sects. Saivism, Vaishnavism, and Shaktiism. And this is about the worship of Shiva, Siva, Vishnu, and the various mothers or matas of Hinduism, respectively. If you listen to our podcast on why Ganapati, we can clearly see why Hindus beseech Mahaganapati first. If we look at the science of life, gravity is first. Ganesha represents gravity. His very form, solid, large rotund belly, the elephant, grounded, foundational, first chakra, earth element, Pranava Om, the first mantra associated with Ganapati, his first Shakti of harmony with family. All of these are foundational qualities of life. This is the gravity of life. Now, in Saivite Hinduism, from Ganapati, this grounding or foundation or gravity, one then goes to his brother Muruga, also known as Kartikeya, Skanda, Palani, the loving, youthful warrior at the heart. This is the electricity. Then one goes to the deity head, if you will, the magnetic head of Shiva and Parvati. We can also look at our own human body and see these forces from the belly down. This is gravity. This is our foundation. The electricity at the heart and the magnetic head. G.E.M, gravity, electricity, magnetism. So a Saiva Hindu will follow this dynamic scientific principle by first beseeching Mahaganapati, gravity, then his brother Muruga, Kartikeya, Skanda, the warrior, electricity, and on to the deity head of Shiva and Parvati. Now, in the Hindu yoga Dharma, we must always keep a united Hindu family mindset. Harihara Eka Rupa Guna Shila. Looking at Shiva and Vishnu as brothers, if you will. So in Vaishnava Hinduism, we can follow this same pattern, this scientific pattern of gravity, Ganapati, electricity, the heart, the loving youthful warrior, Krishna. to the deity head, the magnetic head of Vishnu and Mother Lakshmi. Or, in Vaishnavism, one can also begin with Ganapati, and then the electricity, the youthful warrior of Hanumanji, at the heart, as he opens his heart. And then on to the magnetic deity head of Sitaram. Now, in the Shakti Sampradaya, which is all about the mothers, Ganesha is always understood. Then the foundation is Ma Durga, as she confidently rides Bengal, the tiger. Gravity. Electricity would be Mother Lakshmi, as she holds the Amritam and the money flows out of her hands, the electricity that finances produce. Onto the magnetic head of Ma Saraswati, the Mataji of knowledge, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. So notice that we have been going from the ground up, which is what we must do. Just like, again, a rocket that goes into outer space, first and foremost has a solid foundation. Then the rocket produces its electricity, if you will, and blasts off into the magnetic inner space or outer space. However, in the Shakti Sampradaya, there is a profound understanding of proceeding from before creation to where we are now. So before creation, before the Big Bang, if you will, or on a daily routine, every time we go into the depths of sleep, we go into that nothingness and then are recreated again the next morning. So before creation, Ma Kali, the blackness, the absolute, the center of the black hole. Out of that absolute comes the Big Bang of creation, represented by Ma Durga, which then through eons of time and evolution comes to the refinement of where we are today, represented by Mother Parvati, Kali, Durga, Parvati. So in this way, understanding the dynamics of life, the physics of life, we can create this profound sense of Hindu unity as a Hindu family, whether we are Saivas, Vaishnavas, or Shaktites. Ganapati, Muruga, Shiva, Parvati. Ganapati, Krishna, Vishnu, Lakshmi. Or Ganapati, Hanuman, Sitaram. Or with an understanding of Ganapati, Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. Or from the absolute Kali, Durga, Parvati. We are a Hindu family, Saiva, Vaishnava, Shakti, the three. So let us live in harmony, follow the Dharma, and plant your yoga tree. We all share this in common. Karma, Bhakti, Rajayani. This is Hindu Dharma. Om Shanti. Ganapati, Muruga, Shiva, Shakti. Ganapati, Krishna, Vishnu, Lakshmi. Ganapati, Hanuman, Sitaram. Durga, Lakshmi, Saraswati. Kali, Durga, Parvati. We are a Hindu family. Saiva, Vaishnava, Shakti, the three. Om Shanti.